So anyway, even if you want ultimately to work at an ad agency or marketing agency or work just in PR or something like that, your client is going to be someone who runs a business, most likely. And so you're more valuable to your agency. You too understand how to run a business because you're more valuable to your client. You understand your client and her needs and what she's trying to accomplish. This makes you a better partner, even though you're not in charge of the whole orchestra. You're just in charge of the string section. Knowing the whole score, so to speak, makes you more successful anyway. Sorry, I've been listening to all these music things lately via Zoom, I guess, with all these different people playing their instruments. In fact, I posted one that I thought was good the other day. Okay. This is a quotation. It was from John Fitzgerald Kennedy. President did not finish, this very young man did not finish his first term. I would hope that all of you have heard about John Fitzgerald Kennedy, who was assassinated, which was, well, I think it was a death of hope, I think, in some ways, or at least a mortal wound, if not mortal, a very serious wound to hope and optimism for a certain generation in the 20th century. But the idea here is long lines of excellence means that you have a role. Maybe this is in your hobbies. Maybe you're going to be fabulous at fly fishing, and you study and you practice casting, throwing a line, and you become wonderful at it, can throw it farther and more accurately than almost anyone. And so you're making full use of your powers along lines of excellence. But if you have that in your job, you're really lucky. So I hope each of you has that experience at some point in your career. And then this is the last one, 17, and it's a life thing and it's a job thing. It relates to a lot of what I've been talking about in these 17 little bits of advice. And I'm reminded of my daughter when she was in middle school, and growing up in Manhattan on the Upper West Side. She had friends whose parents, some of whom were very financially successful and career-wise very successful, and had access to different things, or knew people had access to different things, and houses here and planes that flew you there, and so she, I talked about success from time to time and what it meant. And I also remember that she's always been interested in art and very good at it. She had an art teacher, I forget his name, I'm sorry to say, who had spent his whole career teaching art in that middle school on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, like in the 90s. And he just retired. He was just about to retire, and she'd had him for 1 year, and she was so glad to have had him. And so here's a guy who did not achieve fantastic financial success and private planes and houses in the Hamptons and this and that and the other. But didn't he have a successful life? So how do you define success? What is it? What is it really in life? Is it just your, and it's not just your career either, or in what he did for a living. A successful life involves a lot of things. And so, the last thought I'm going to leave you with is, I want you to watch a little bit of this film. It's one of my favorites of all time. Come on, I want to switch. Yeah, it's normally played at Christmas, around Christmas. And I hope you watch it. It's just 3.5 minutes. I pretty much always cry at the end of this when I watch this. I'm just sobbing my brains out. But please take a minute and watch it.